Right, hey guys. I'm just gonna change the view. So we've got spotlight view on. Right, hopefully that works. Hopefully you've got me on your screen, which should be working. Right, so hello and welcome to our 2-weekly Together We Level Up training. I'm really excited to do tonight because this is something I think I get asked, and I think a lot of my directors get asked all the time, is how do you recruit? And one of the biggest things I think in this business, hopefully we're going to touch on tonight, is about building relationships to then flip them to a host. I actually think it's a bit of a skill of mine. I think you probably feel the same, Laura, because I know this is what you messaged me and said, right, I can talk about that. That's brilliant. And especially within like your PRV that you get, because your PRV is just always frigging insane. I would love to have PRV like yours all the time. But it doesn't happen for me. But I can recruit people and I can sponsor people really, really easy. And I really do put that down to the fact that I've built a relationship with them first. So we're going to talk about how to build relationships. We're going to talk about why it's important. And then basically how you can work on those to flip them to become a joiner eventually. So because ideally that's what you want. You want your customers to all become teamies. Like 90% of my team started off as a customer. So I'm going to let Laura start and then I'm going to finish. So I'm going to hand you over to Laura and I'm going to unmute myself.
Floor. Hello. Hi, can I start? Hi everybody, so I am Laura Jenkins. For those of you that don't know me, I am director of the Love Sense. I've been a director not that long. I hit director in June, so still kind of fairly new to me. But yeah, when Lisa was kind of chatting to us about different topics, I feel like this is something that, I guess I feel quite strongly about, and I think about a lot, because at the end of the day, customer base is, you wouldn't have a business without a solid customer base. That's absolutely pivotal, like fundamental to any business. So you need the customer base, but you need to be growing that customer base, but you also need to have fantastic relationships with your customers. It's no good just kind of having interaction with them on a very kind of operational level. You want to try and build relationships with these people. You want to try to get to know these people. You want these people to know about you. You want to know about their lives. That way you can market things to them. You know the kinds of things they like, their dislikes, and it just makes for a much more successful, enjoyable business at the end of the day. I guess for me, the biggest reason why you need to do that is because, and this is a question you probably get asked a lot as well. So people often ask, is the market not saturated? There's so many Sensi consultants, surely the market is saturated. There are a lot of Sensi consultants, of course there are. We know that, and we know that the numbers have gone up massively this year. But my response to that is always, there's far more people in the world than there are Sensi consultants. And for me, the people that do well in this business are the people who dig deep. They're the people that don't just look at the obvious customers. They're the people that reach out to, I don't know, relatives they haven't seen for a while, university pals, like people, not just the obvious customers. And so the point I'm trying to get at is, there are other consultants out there. So you want your customers to come back to you because they've got an allegiance with you, because they're loyal to you, because they like your style, they like your approach, they like your tone. They have fun on your group, in your pages, on your page, in your WhatsApp group, however you run your business. You want them to come back to you like a yo-yo. You don't want them to be looking around and, feeling like they're bored and they want to go to another consultant. And I would like to think that, I've spent a lot of effort and work building up my customer group over the last year, and obviously you have different relationships with different customers in your groups, but the bulk of my customers, I feel like I have that with them. I have that good relationship with them, and I feel, you know, I feel like they're loyal to me, and that's kind of the position you want to be in. So I guess that's the why you want them to keep coming back to you. In terms of how you do it, obviously we all have different styles and different approaches, and at the end of the day, you know, you need to be yourself. There's no point trying to be someone you're not. But in my experience, the people, again, the kind of the approach that seems to work best is the sharing, not selling approach, the non-salesy approach, not too pushy. You need to ooze passion about Scentsy. Like, you need to, everyone's in this for a different reason. So for some people, this might not be your entire world. That's fine. Not everybody is in it for the same things, and it's something we constantly talk about with Scentsy. It's, you know, it can be used for different reasons. Everyone's in it for different reasons. But like, for me personally, I'm now at a point where I want this to be my sole job, if you like. From next week, I'm going to be doing this full time. Like, I've given up my day job after 15 years, which is, you know, scary, but mega exciting. So and for me, like, no disrespect to any other multi-level marketing companies at all, but I wouldn't be doing this for Body Shop, Avon, FM. Like, not because I have anything against those companies, but for me, Scentsy is a very special product. It's not like anything else on the market. Like, you know, if I wanted to get shower gel, there's lots of different places I could get shower gel from. There's nowhere else that does the variety of warmers that Scentsy does, the lifetime guarantees, the choices of waxes, the choices of all the things we do. It's unique and it's special, and I feel really passionate about that, and that enables me to share that passion. And that, you know, that's, I believe, 9 times out of 10 how I make my sales, is simply sharing my passion for the product. You know, if possible, like, it's always a really good idea, I would say, to share real life experiences in your group. Like, talk about how you use the products day to day, you know, how it fits in with your life, all those types of things, to try and get your customers to resonate with you and tap into something. There might just be something you post on your page that day that sows a little seed in their brain, and they're like, oh yeah, I was looking for something like that. Or, you know, and you can just start to learn what different people like. And I just, for me, I think that works far better than just pushing the sales all the time. I'm sure, you know, as I say, everyone has different approaches, but this is just what works really well for me. This week, like, for example, well, not this week, this month has been pretty mad. And like, there's been some nights where I've just been like, my brain has just been frazzled with the amount of information and, you know, products that are launching and things that are coming back. And it's really tempting to think, right, I'm just gonna, there's so much information I want to get across to my customers. It's really tempting to spam them with loads of messages just to get the information out there. But that is when people start to disengage, I think. And I think there's so many people at the moment doing Body Shop and all these other things that you don't want people to get annoyed, and you don't want people to switch off. So just try to just, you know, drip feed them the information. And I think that definitely, you know, that for me, that definitely works best. So I've just written down a couple of, I guess, my top tips in terms of how to build that good customer base. So communication, as kind of just touched on that with regards to communicating with your customers, but don't just make it all about one-way communication from you. So listen to your customers. So I can't remember who it was. Somebody talked about it. It might have been Zoe Marlborough talked about this in a live a little while ago, and she was saying how she regularly puts polls in her customer group about, you know, I've got some host credit, I don't know which warmer to buy, like, what do you guys think? Twinkle, Marrakesh, like, just get them involved, like, make them, you know, understand that you're interested in their opinion. Interaction posts are great, like the kind of generic interaction post, but relate that to you and your Scentsy life. And I think again, that makes customers feel valued, and those little things I think definitely count. Always get back to customers. Like, I struggle with this a little bit because I'm very I'm a bit too responsive. Like, I feel like, to my own detriment, sometimes I'm like glued to my phone. So if I get a message from a customer, I'm still in that mindset a little bit where I feel like I have to respond immediately. I'm absolutely not suggesting you do have to respond immediately. We all have lives, and we need to balance those lives with work. But there is nothing worse than, you know, not getting back to them at all. Make sure you do, and make sure you know, you don't forget about things. Again, this is something that I'm planning on focusing a lot more on when I've got more time, is about putting systems in place. You know, a lot of what I do at the moment relies on memory and flicking back through messages and, you know, just little scrappy notes here and there. And that's fine, but that's not sustainable. Like, as my customer base is growing and my business is growing, I need much better systems. So, you know, that's maybe something you guys could think about doing, like when you have time, setting up customer databases. However, you probably do something similar already, some of you. But yeah, definitely, I know Lisa does. So I think that really helps with communication and follow up and all those things, because there's nothing worse than like someone not getting back to you. I hate that. I literally hate that. So again, that kind of feeds into, if there's other consultants around, they might think, do you know what, she never gets back to me. I know there's a school mum who also does Sensi, like, I'll go to her. Just these things are really important. The other thing I would say is about like exceeding expectations. So there's certain things we can't control in Sensi, so shipping being the obvious one. But what you can control is the way you manage customers' expectations. And if you know, for example, that something's going to be delayed, be transparent, talk to them. Don't just ignore their calls or ignore their messages, ignore them in the playground. Tell them what the delay is. You're really, really sorry. You'll get it to them as soon as you possibly can. You can control how quickly you get the product to them once it does land on your doorstep. That's in your control. So anything you can control, go the extra mile with. Chuck in a free wax bar that you got in the clearance. Chuck in a car bar, something. Just think of those little touches that aren't a massive deal to you, but actually to that customer, it's a really nice touch. And the final thing I was going to say was around showing appreciation. So just like, personally, whenever I get an order, I post about it in the group. Sometimes I feel like I'm posting a lot, but actually I think it works. Like, often I'll get friends who have placed orders, they will comment on the post, oh, what are you buying now? Like, they're intrigued. It makes them think, it sows a seed. Or, what are they buying now? Like, I want a bit of the action. Sharing things in your group just intrigues people. So like, publicly thanking people, I think, is a really good tip. I always put a post up when I've placed an order, thanking every single person that's part of that order, whether it's a light bulb, whether it's a large warmer, a diffuser, whatever it is. Be grateful. They're all customers, they're all spending money. It's nothing worse than not thanking somebody for their business. So just, again, I think that can go a long way in keeping your customers happy and building those relationships. If you do all of those things, and if you know you're on top of those different things, I think joiners and recruits will happen. Like, that is a natural next step. That is a natural process. You will start to recruit people. I often talk about this. I think Tess is watching now. So I joined Sensi in the August. My first recruit was in the October, and that was Tess. And Tess came to me. Tess approached me. At that point, recruitment absolutely wasn't on my mind. So for any of you that are maybe watching that are fairly new and you're thinking, oh God, like, there's pressure to recruit. There's not. Like, some people want to start quickly building a team, others don't. I didn't in the beginning, and Tess approached me, and Tess joined in the October on Halloween. I remember it well. And quite quickly after that, it was a bit like a snowball effect. Like, the team just started to grow naturally. I think once you've got your first recruit, it changes the dynamics of Scentsy massively, because you're leading a team. You need to set a good example. You know, you're their sponsor, you're there to answer their questions. It changes everything. And for me, the way I go about it now I am absolutely looking to grow my team, and it's grown massively in the last year. The way I do it is by drip feeding. So I don't do lots of kind of in your face, come and join me posts. It's much more subtle. It's, you know, regularly posting on my Facebook stories, regularly posting on Instagram, polls, pictures of how Scentsy is changing my world, how it's changing my life, what freebies I've got this week, you know, what it's paying for. It's the way it's enhancing your life tends to be the thing that resonates with people. And I have had a number of people join off the back of those sorts of posts and have said to me, you actually make money from this. Like, people still can't believe that. So yeah, that's how it works for me. So, and my final point, don't be afraid to recruit your good customers. I don't know if she's watching, but my most recent recruit, lady called Kate, was like my absolute top customer, spent a fortune with me weekly, and she asked to join the team. And I was to begin with, I was like, oh God, what does this mean? Kate has been doing Scentsy 3 weeks. She's hit shooting star. She's going to certify tonight in 3 weeks. She's absolutely smashing Scentsy because she is passionate about Scentsy. She oozes passion. She knows the product. She knows the products inside out. She loves the products. And that just goes to show it was definitely a gamble worth taking. So, yeah.
Are you handing over to me? I was like, I'm literally listening. I'm taking it. Oh dear, love it. Thanks. Great tips. I love it. Okay, so God, where do I go from there? So, okay, I'm going to just talk a little bit about your different types of market. So, I want you to think about your customers. God, I've written loads of notes. I was like scribbling down earlier, and then there was things Laura was saying, and it was like triggering things going off in my head. So I was writing notes, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll talk about that. Oh yeah, just remembered that. So thanks, you triggered some things there, Laura. So I want you to think about, in Scentsy, you've got 2 types of markets. You've got your warm market and you've got your cold market, and you've got 2 different people types that you're building relationships with all the time. Your warm market is that friends, family, that immediate group of people. I was looking at my customer base this last week, and I'm going through like my book, and I was like, do you know what? My customer base very much started off as all my friends and family to start with. And then gradually, bit by bit, some of them have joined. So therefore, they've taken some of the friends and family, and then that person's joined, and they've taken that group of friends and family. And then what happens is you need to continuously be replenishing your customer bases. So when you run out of warm market, it's then we need to find other people. We need to reach out to people that we don't know necessarily. And it's a continuous cycle. I want you to think of this as NATT, so the NAT, if you like. You're going to find a new customer. Okay, so this is my take on building relationships. When you find that new customer, you're then going to make them addicted to Scentsy. So that's the A. Okay, you're going to turn them into an addict. As you're turning them into an addict, you're also going to build trust with them. And then hopefully they're going to become a teammate. So that's the cycle you go through. Like, you find a new customer, you get them addicted to the product, you get them loving everything that we do, you make sure they know about all the different types of things. And then once they're addicted, or as they're becoming addicted, you're building trust with them, okay? And then once you build trust, hopefully they're going to become a teammate. And I find that's the cycle that I tend to go through with people. And that's the cycle that is going on in my head. I'm thinking all the time, I need to go through that. I need to go through that process. There will always be some people that never get to the teamy part, and they just stay an addict, that will spend maybe hundreds of pounds with you in a month. And it doesn't matter how many times you say to them, you should join, you should join, you should join. Sometimes they will always say no to you, and they will always stay an addict. And that's okay. It's okay. I've got a customer that spends hundreds of pounds with me, and I'm like, she should really join, but she's got no interest. And every time I've mentioned it, every time that she's on all my broadcast messages, all the times when I send out that message saying, I'm looking for a new teamie. She never ever has come back to me and said it's even in her thought process. And then when I've had that conversation, she just goes, no, I like being a customer. But I will never stop asking. I will always keep asking. So when you go through this process, my air conditioning just turned itself off. When you go through this process, for me, there's going to be one keyword that I'm going to probably say 5 times, maybe. Okay. And if you know what the keyword is at the end of the training, put it in the chat box and there might be a prize. Okay. So if you can, so there might be a keyword that I'll say. Okay. And you're going to see how this relates to building relationships. I might say more than one keyword, to be completely honest, but this is how you're going to get your teamies. Okay. So during this cycle, when you meet your new customer, what's the first thing you need to do? So let's say somebody refers somebody to you. They're not in your warm market. There's someone you don't know. And you're like, oh my God, I've got a new customer that I don't know. Isn't that like the best feeling ever? So for me, the first thing I do is make sure they've got samples. They've either got a sample pack experience or a bra bag experience. And what I do is I pack that sample pack out because they're a brand new customer, like to the rafters. They're going to get the catalogue. They're going to get loads of samples. They're going to get wax. They're going to get washer whiffs. They're going to get soap. They're going to get probably a counter cleaner in there. I am sampling as many products as I possibly can. They're getting a handwritten note saying, thank you so much for taking this opportunity. I really hope you like the catalogue. And I'm going to give them that insight as well that's going to have a little bit about me that's going in that sample pack so they can get a feel for who I am. Okay. And then I'm going to give them that sample pack. I'm going to give them that borrow bag. Okay. Hopefully, if they're going to be that new customer. Now, if they come straight to me and they happen to buy from me, amazing. That doesn't happen very often. But if they just come to you and they go, right, I'd like to order a cream diamond and some wax. And you go, right, brilliant. You're going to obviously skip the sample pack part, or you're not. So what I would do is every single person that's a brand new customer, they get a sample pack in their first order regardless from me. So every time that person orders from me, they automatically will get a sample pack in their order. Why? Because they might have ordered a cream diamond and 2 waxes or cream diamond and 3 waxes. But I now want to make sure that they know that we do so many other products. And I also want to treat them like gold. So this is my starting point. Brand new customers are treated like royalty. They get everything. And it doesn't matter, as Laura said, if they've bought a bulb. Actually, if they bought a bulb, I'll probably be asking who their consultant was first. That's the first thing I would be asking. Or if they're just buying wax, I'll always be asking, have you got a warmer? Have you got a consultant? That's a must. And I will then be saying to them, okay, so hold on, I've lost my train of thought. So if, say, for example, they've ordered a cream diamond and 3 waxes, I want to make sure they know about all the other products that we do. So they're going to be treated like absolute gold. And whether they've bought 1 wax bar or they've spent £200 with me, they will get a sample pack. They will get a catalogue. They will get extra wax samples. They will get that bumper experience to start with. Because what that's giving me, it's giving me a platform to then go and follow up with them. Okay, and this is going to be so important. You've got brand new customers. That starting point of building a relationship with them, you've got to follow up with them. You can't just give them their warmer, give them their wax, and then not send them a message of any shape or description or form. Because then because you feel like icky and you feel like I can't message them, because what are they going to do? If I send them a message, they're going to be like, you know, they're not going to like it, or you've got to follow up with them. So you've got to be intentional. Really important word. Okay, you've got to be intentional. That isn't the word, by the way, but just saying. You've got to be intentional. So you're going to follow up. By follow up, we mean you're going to ask questions. Did you get your sample pack? What did you think of the samples? Did you like the samples that were in there? My favorite question is, what was your favorite sample? Okay. What was your favorite thing in your sample pack? What was your favorite thing in the order that I've just given you? You know, obviously it's going to be their coconut lemongrass wax that they've just bought, but also, or their Cinderella warmer that they've just bought from you. But what was their favorite out of those 4? You should be able to say to that customer, out of blueberry rush, coconut lemongrass, sea salt and avocado, and jeweled pomegranate, what was your favorite? And if they turn around and say, if you can't then say to them, say you gave them literally a load of wax and you haven't written it down anywhere, and you can't intentionally message them and ask them, what was their favorite? What was the thing that they liked most? Did they enjoy the sea salt and avocado, or did they prefer something like jeweled pomegranate that had a bit of a cinnamon sort of scent to it? Number one, you look like you don't know what you're doing. Number two, you'll look like you've literally just gone, oh, potluck, I'll give them a couple of samples. Or number three, it makes them actually look like you were being genuine when you gave those samples. When you were being genuine, you literally said to them, I've given them a range of samples. I've given you a bit of everything, some fruity, some bakery, some cinnamon, some fresh. Let me know what sort of thing is your thing, or did you like them all? And that is going to give you a starting point to follow up with people. Once you need a follow-up system to build relationships with your customers. So my follow-up system goes a little bit like this, okay? Somebody says to me, can I have a sample? I want to try something. Not a problem. The first thing I'm going to do is add them on social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or both. I am going to go and follow them. I'm going to add them as a friend. Really, really important, because straight away, as Laura said, they can see my life, my show reel, my highlight reel on social media. Now, this is where I'm going to touch on what goes on your social media. On my Facebook, you will never see me getting political. You will never see me ranting about COVID. You will never see me posting something that's a little bit controversial, like, you know, do I want to get into that? I'm never going to post the Boris Johnson quotes or what's going on with the government right now, or, you know, my take on something that's in the news. I'm not going to post it. I've been there, done it, and got the t-shirt, and I can tell you it's not pretty. You need to look down your Facebook and be like, right, if I'm going to add a brand new customer right now, are they going to look at my show reel, your highlight reel? Because your Facebook is your highlight reel into your life. People are snipping that and then seeing, do I want to buy from this person? Do I want to buy from this person that's posting positive quotes? Do I want to buy from this person? Remember, you don't know this person. So we're not talking about people that already know you. We're talking about brand new customers that you don't know, that you've got no relationship with. How do you build that relationship? They need to be looking at your Facebook and seeing the highlight reel. And that's what I call my Facebook. You could go and look at it on my Instagram and think, I've got the most perfect life in the world. No one knows what's really going on behind closed doors. From the outside, it looks all shiny. I do my fitness. I've got my dog. I've got my kids. I go out walking. I go out running. I do all these different things because that is my show reel. Okay. That is the little highlight into my life. So when my customers can see that, I'm going to add them on social media. So if your social media is looking like a big political mess, before you go and add any new customers or old customers, go and sort it out. Go and delete anything you don't want to be seen. Go and hide posts so that they're only visible. You can hide certain posts so they're only visible to certain people. You can have certain posts visible to public. And go, I'm not saying that you want it to be fake, but you don't want to be literally having all sorts of negativity on there, because it's not going to draw anyone in. Who's going to want to build a relationship with a person that's effing and jeffing and doing all that jazz? Okay, that's hating on Sensi as well. I've seen that as well. The next thing I'm going to do is welcome them into my VIP group. So every single time I get a referral, every single person, I give them a post. I've got about 3 people that I need to do at the minute. I do them a post in my VIP customer group where I actually go and welcome them. And I say, welcome to my VIP group. And I put my little Bitmoji up, or I do it on like one of the colored backgrounds, and I tag them in it. Because straight away, when they get that tag, you're now going to come up in their feed. You're going to start to be seen. People are going to see you. This is how you're building relationships. You're welcoming them. You're bringing them into your world. You're welcoming them into your Sensi world. The next thing I'm going to do is start to watch. I've added them on Facebook, so I'm going to go and have a nose on their Facebook. But I'm going on to nose on their Facebook genuinely. I cannot tell you how many other, and Laura touched on this, how many other network marketing companies that add me, and then they go straight to my inbox, and they either try and recruit me, they try and sell me a product, or they spam me with some long post about what their product does. Okay. Straight away, I'm disengaged. Straight away, I'm like, I'm going to play some mind games with these people. I'm going to ask them questions about their product. They're going to think they're going to recruit me. And then I'm basically going to go in, and what I do is I tell them what they're doing is spam. I'm like, and then, or quite often, I've got one girl, she does it all the time. I've blocked her now. She's done it 3 times, works for a travel company, inbox me, no, not travel, a coffee, some kind of coffee. I can't think what the company's called. And she inboxes me straight away and says, oh, I've got 30% off of my products, blah, 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 blah. And she lists all these products. She doesn't list the actual product. She just lists all these offers. And I go to her, have you been hacked? I think I'm really funny. But I go, have you been hacked? She goes, no. Why? And I'm like, oh, sorry, I thought that was spam that was coming in my inbox. Every single time. I have a conversation sometimes that goes along the lines of, I'm really sorry, but you've added me on Facebook. You've clearly not spent any time looking at who I am, looking at what I do for a living, and then you've come straight to my inbox to ask me if I want to buy your product or if I want to join your team. Now, if you can see that on my Facebook and on your Facebook, you should be able to see that you're a Scentsy consultant somewhere. Okay, there should be a Scentsy post if I scroll literally within 30 seconds. And if there's not, write it on your list. You need to go and do something about that. Okay, it's on your personal page. Show people what you do. Be proud. Otherwise, like Laura said, they're going to go and find someone else to buy Scentsy from if they don't know you do it. Simple as that. That is like golden rule number one. That's what social media is all about. Then I get them. I add them into my VIP group, and then I go and look. So that's what I do. I go to their Facebook and I have a little scroll down and I look at what sort of things they share, if they've got children. So I had a new customer this week that has bought from me. What did she order in the end? An angel wings, dare I say it. I've got a spare one. I'm coming back from my customer because I shipped her two. Don't ask how. Long story. But she has ordered an angel wings and some dog products from me. And straight away, before she had ordered, she had a sample pack. And I went onto her Facebook and she was making garlands. And I commented, and it was on her story, which went to her inbox. And I said, absolutely love your garland. It looks so cute. And that was all I did. There was no Scentsy mentioned in there. I genuinely meant, I love that garland that you've just made. It's really, really amazing. So I've been genuine. I've shown a genuine interest in her. I've shown a genuine interest in what she's doing. And I've commented genuinely, because what that is doing is I'm showing someone that I'm actually interested in them. I'm not just adding them as a friend to sell them Scentsy. I'm not just adding them as a friend to show them all my products to get them to join my team. You've got to think of building relationships and sponsoring as a long game. It's not a short game. And every single one of my frontline, probably it took me time. It's not something that just happens overnight. Yes, you're going to get some that might go, yep, I'll just join. But it doesn't happen very often. Okay. So once they're now in my group, I get to know their likes, get to know their dislikes. I get to know genuinely a little bit about their family. Do they have kids? Do they have dogs? Do they have, what do they like? And then I try and find out a little bit about what sort of thing that they like. So if they have a sample pack from me, I send them questions like genuinely. So what, do you mind me asking, like, what are your favorite sort of scents? Or, do you like fruity? Do you like fresh? Like, and I genuinely ask those questions. Because then, for example, let's say Arctic Kiss launches on the 1st of December, all of my fresh customers and all of my Manly Fan customers, straight away, I've got a list of those people that like different types of scent. I genuinely can inbox them and say, would you like to try Arctic Kiss? I think you're going to absolutely love it. I'm going to make samples. I'll send out in the post. And I think you'll like it by what you like. Because what then happens is, as soon as you're showing someone that you've got a genuine interest in them and a genuine interest in what they like, they start to trust you. Okay. They start to become addictive because you're throwing the product at them constantly. And then they start to trust you. And this is the key, right? When someone trusts you, they will join you. When someone trusts that it's a real business, that they really could earn money, that they really can get free products, because I know that if I told my friends, some of my best friends, how much I earn in this business, they would go, I don't believe you. They probably would be like, really? Because they don't actually, some of my best friends don't really believe. Yes, they know I've given up work and I'm earning enough money to, do my job, but they don't know. They have got that trust, but they haven't got that trust in network marketing. And there's a lot of people out there like that. It's taken me 3 years to turn my mum into a truster of network marketing. And now she's doing my accounts for me and my tax. She's blown away. She's blown away that we're going to hit 1 million this month in sales. She's like, I just can't believe it, Lise. Can't believe it. And I think I broke my air conditioning. So sometimes it's going to take people time to trust you. And how do you build up that trust? Exactly like Laura said, delivering orders in a timely manner. you know, we've all had them days where Scentsy gets delivered and you think, oh my God, I don't want to unbox the order. I can't be bothered to deliver it. I've had them days. I actually hate unboxing an order. I love it once it's all done and then I get to deliver it. Delivering is probably for me the best bit because I get to go out and have an hour in the car with no kids, no one moaning. I get an hour to myself. And do you know what I do? I stop and I talk to my customers. So I've got certain customers that I stop and have a chat and they tell me about their kids, their dogs, their, you know, whatever. But I try to make sure that I give my customers 2 or 3 minutes of my time on their doorstep. Some of my customers, you might be the only person that they see because at the moment you're delivering them their wax and you might be the only person that they see. So build that relationship, get to know people, have those conversations with them. Don't be afraid to stop on their doorstep and say, how are they? Oh my God, your dogs are so cute. Again, it's got to be genuine. If you're not a people person, then this probably won't work for you. Like, keep your business online where you can send people. So you can't see, but over there on my sofa, I've got 12 thank you packs all laid out for my customers. Let me grab one. They're really like nothing major and exciting, but I've got some amazing customers that have been with me for 3 years this Christmas. So they're getting a soak sample, the Monsters Inc. sample, because I'm hoping that I'm going to do like a nice big club order, jeweled pomegranate, scent of the month, a pink cotton scent circle, and a little postcard that I made that just says, thank you for being a wonderful customer. I just wanted to send you some extras on me. Enjoy it. Love, Lisa. And then I've left a little bit in the middle because what I'm going to do is handwrite in there, like, to Carol, thank you for spending as much money as you do with me. I still think you'd be an amazing teamie. You could get so much out of it, but, or even just thank you to you and Rolo. Her dog's called Rolo. So thank you to you and Rolo for all of your orders. Like, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, and that what you are doing, you're helping to change my life. Something genuine will go on this postcard. If it doesn't fit, I can put it on the back. And I'm sending that out to 12 of my very best customers. Let me put that back so I forget. And why am I doing that? Trust, addiction, and making them feel like gold, okay? And it's genuine. Those people are making my business go round. Those people are, you know, making my business work month in, month out. They are ordering month in, month out. It is, yeah. And Michelle's just said, personal touch goes a really long way. It does. It does. If you can handwrite anything, even if you can't afford to do that, you don't have to do that. But you could buy yourself, for example, or make yourself a set of postcards, and it costs you a stamp just to write to your customers and say, thank you. Just thank you. Like, I can't tell you how amazing it is, because like how amazing it is to have such loyal customers. You want your customers, like Laura said, to keep coming back every single time. You've got to think about it with the long game. You've got to get to know their likes, get to know their dislikes, find things about them, and add the personal touches. I honestly think that since I've upped my packaging game, I give more samples, I give more product away. Like, when some of my customers have spent a lot of money with me, I don't think twice about digging into my stock and giving them 3 bars of wax, or, you know, and I know I'm in a very fortunate position that I can do that, but I use my host credits to allow me to be able to treat my customers like absolute gold. And I promise you, it will build those relationships, because they will be thankful, and then they will come back to you, rather than, you know, Sally down the road that's doing £5. She might be doing £5 a bar, but actually Sally down the road doesn't package up her order beautifully like you do. Sally down the road throws it in a plastic bag and just gives them out. So you've got to think about the different, you know, going that extra mile makes such a difference. Hold on. Okay, what else did I want to say? Oh, I'm going to come back to make your customer feel like you know them. Right, then the next bit. Sorry, I literally got a bit like off the scale there. So the next thing I do, so I add them on social media. I welcome them to my VIP group, get to know their dislikes and their likes. I'm genuine, keyword, just saying. No spamming. And then find things that you've got in common. And then the next bit is when they eventually order, I tag them, I thank them, and I inbox them, and I send them a message saying thank you. Even when they've paid me, I send them a message saying thank you. Now, this is something I'm not very good at, but I do try. When that order has shipped, I will try and tell them I will message them and say your order shipped. When their order arrives, I tell them their order has arrived. When their order is going to be delivered, they get another message saying I'm out for delivery. And then finally, when they've got their order in their hand, when I get home, I send them a message to say, I hope you've unboxed your goodies and you absolutely like it. Now, I'm probably messaging my customers 6-7 times. So at a time, once every time. So I'm just going to show you this. So this is one of my customers, right, who I was just telling you about. I don't know if you can you see that? Okay. But I just want to show you the amount of messages that go back and forth between us. So obviously you can see the green's me. There is like quite a lot that's sent there. But you can see the level of messaging. She sends me, look, pictures of her Christmas tree. She sends me pictures of the dog. This was her before her Christmas tree. What else? Hold on. Oh, she was having a hot chocolate. She actually sent me a video. It's amazing. Of her garland. This was a different customer. But because I must see that she had put a picture of it on her Facebook, I then inboxed her and said, oh my God, your garland looks freaking amazing. Do you want to do mine? And then that starts off a conversation. We're not talking about Scentsy. Then she told me she was warming, hugging a mug, having a Christmas latte with her creamy on top. That's the relationship building. Okay. That's the relationship building. So regular contact is really important. Now, being genuine, Laura touched on this, and this is something that I think is so important. You need to be a genuine person, because when I first joined Scentsy for a really long time, I became a director and I started to see other people around me, and there were people that I thought were bloody brilliant at this business. And I was looking at their social media and I was like, oh my God, I need to be like that. So I started making my pictures look like theirs. I started trying to make my posts sound like theirs. And do you know what happened? I become a little bit obsessed with almost becoming like somebody else because they were really good at what they did. And I lost who I was a little bit when I did that. And because I spent so much time looking at other people and looking at what they were doing. You need to be true to you. Okay. If you're a bit of a shouty, sweary person, then show that in your Scentsy business. If you're a bullshit character that's loud, that loves butterflies, then show that in your Scentsy business. If you, I don't know, are obsessed with Disney, within compliance, show that in your Scentsy business. Make it true. Make it about you. I rock up on my Scentsy lives, as you can see, look, unironed jumper, winging it. And I always apologize to my customers. And I'm like, I look like this because I'm a stay-at-home mum and my life is mental. And I'm just honest with them. And I'm like that, I'm true to me. I don't wait till I've got my makeup done, my hair done, I did when I first started for a really long time. And then I realized that actually I realized this in lockdown. It doesn't matter what you look like. It's the content that you're giving people that's the realness. I remember going live when my office was being built, and my hair was like all out of here. But I was so freaking excited to share that with my customers, to share that with everybody. I went live on my actual own social media. And I think that was the turning point where I haven't worn makeup. I don't care whether my hair's up, down, curled, straight, or whatever anymore. I've gone live in my pajamas. But my customers want to see the real me. They want to see the real you. They want to see they want to see your kids. They want to see your pets. They want to see your environment that you're in. If you've got an immaculate house and that is something that you've got, I envy you for starters. But use that to your, there are platforms out there at the minute. You can meet so many people that have these immaculate Instagrammable homes, but you could get so many followers if your bag is all about cleaning and our cleaning products. You need to find out what you is and do you, and really do you, because I can tell you that when I did that, my relationships built with people a lot more, because suddenly I had real interest not just because I got a dog, but all of a sudden when I had Dexter and I showed him in my Scentsy business, and Laura, you've probably found this from getting a puppy, as soon as you show that dog, all of a sudden all these dog people come out of nowhere and they're all messaging you and going, oh my God, your dog. But again, it's building another relationship with someone. It's another platform. For me, Dexter has gone a bit wild on Instagram. I'm going to do his own Instagram page, which I wasn't going to do, but I am going to do it because I'm thinking it's another avenue into Scentsy. And I know that Laura touched on like the market being saturated, but look, today Laura Bynes has hit Superstar Director. She lives 5 minutes down the road to me. So we've now got me, Laura, Claire, and Tan that all live within 10 minutes of each other, and we're all Superstar Directors. So that's telling me that the market's not saturated. I'm still meeting people daily that say, oh, I've never heard of Scentsy. What is it? And I'm always astounded and like, oh my God, there are people out there. So the market's not saturated. It's just exactly as Laura said, you've got to get out there and find the right people. It's just about never giving up. Okay, so once you've built that trust, this is coming on to recruiting now. People, when they can trust that you know what scents they like, they trust that you're going to give them samples with intention and follow up with them. They trust in that you're taking their order in a timely manner and you're delivering their orders in a timely manner, and you're a smiley, positive, happy person. And you start to deliver to your customers. That's when you can start to open up the conversation about, look, I think, I could deliver to you every single week, but I actually think you would benefit so much more from being a consultant yourself. As soon as somebody's referring you to all their friends because they trust you, because they love you, because they love all your samples that you give them, they love your packaging, you say to them, look, you've just referred to me 5 customers. They've all just bought. They need to be your customers, not mine. If they all bought off you, you can get cash back on your order. You've got to think about the way that you're putting it to people. As soon as they think that you're trying to get them to join for you, it won't happen. You need to be all about them. You can get cash back on your order because you buy loads. If you've got a friend that needs to earn that little bit of extra money, look, you want to be able to pay that phone bill, or you want to be able to pay that debt off, join Scentsy. You could pay your debt off, 50 quid a month if they're a good friend. If they're a customer that, I don't know, orders, I'm trying to think, has got friends far and wide, and they're, bringing them in, have those conversations with them. Don't be afraid to ask them, but start with your customers. That's the starting point. And then once you've recruited all your customers, you've got to remember that continuous will. You've got to be continually finding new customers. For me, the only way I find new customers is ask people for referrals. And people say to me, how do you continuously find new customers? I am continuously saying to people, do you want to refer a friend? Do you want to have a party? No, you don't want to have a party. What about referring a couple of friends then? Refer a friend, have a free wax bar. Refer 2 friends, have 2 free wax bars. If they join, get a free warmer. I'll give you 30 quid. I've got all these warmers in stock. You can have one of them. Leverage your host rewards. Today, I had a conversation with an ex-consultant. She was on my team recently. And I said to her, she started another network marketing company. But anyway, she's doing really well with that. That's fine. And she said to me, I'll have a party for you because I'll have a party for my old customers. And I said, yeah, brilliant. Now, I'm not going to lie. Miss Inconsistent, me. The party got all set up. It didn't really take off, but she carried on. Every time I put a post in my group of a special offer I was doing or of something that was coming back, she took my posts and she put them in her party group. And the party didn't really end up happening because people weren't very interested. But what happened off the back of that, I've got 4 people that want sample packs. So what I said to her was, look, the party's not really gone off now as we was hoping. I said, but I'd love to give you £25 free credit. I've got credit sitting there. I'd love to give you some free credit. And she said, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, thank you so much. And I said, look, if you think of anybody you know that might want to join, let me know. I know you don't want to come back to Scentsy, but let me know. She went, I've got a girl that I've got in mind, actually. She went, let me ask her for you. She's voice noted her, and the girl's thinking about joining. And I'm like, Nat, why did you not do that when you was a Scentsy consultant? She was like, oh, I was always trying to get her to join anyway. But she was like, you'll be able to seal the deal. But straight away, it's a referral process. It's referrals. So if people trust you, they like you, they are spoiled by you in any way, shape and form, then you offer them the best deals and you bring them in as a recruit. But again, you've got to show the passion, you've got to show the love, and you've got to be honest with your customers. You've got to have those conversations. You've got to become a genuine friend of your customers for them want to join your team. I would want to join someone's team that I felt genuinely attracted to in terms of not like a relationship way, but in terms of like I would gravitate towards them because I want to be part of that lifestyle. I want to be in that attraction marketing. And as Laura said, it's just about drip feeding those things, how Scentsy has impacted my life. Like sometimes I will do a post that's like, oh, this Scentsy consultant is waiting to queue for all of these amazing goodies for all of her customers. Or Scentsy makes me happy because, like this week, I posted about Artie being that he made biscuits at school, at preschool. Nothing to do with Scentsy, but I said, I thank the fact that I am a Scentsy consultant to be able to take him to preschool every single day, pick him up from preschool every single day, and bring him home every day and see him enjoying those biscuits. And that little post was like this long. But again, it's drip feeding into your into your customers, into your friends, into your social media, why you love doing what you do. And that is how you recruit. It literally is that simple. There's no other way. I could give you 100 tips, but the bottom line of it is you need to build that genuine relationship with people first. Don't just expect that you can approach anybody and go, do you want to join my team? It's not going to happen. It's a long game. Sometimes it might take some people 6 months. It might take some people 6 days. But you will find a recruit if you keep working it and you keep building relationships and you keep being genuine. Now, I know there'll be some of you that will say, my customers I must spoil them too much because they want to just be part of my customer group and they love being my customer. And I can promise you, my friend Faye, I don't know if she's watching tonight, she was my customer for nearly 3 years before she joined. It took her 3 years, okay? 3 years. And there are some people that will be like, you know, Tanya Allwood, she's my superstar director. 6 months it took her to join. 6 months of asking her nearly every week. And it was only once I'd earned something like 800 quid. And she was like, oh my God, I need to earn that sort of money. I'm doing it so I can leave my job. So sometimes you need to tell people what you've earned. Sometimes you need to tell people what you're getting out of it. If you get free products, show the free products that you got on your highlight reel, on your social media. Drip that into your social media. People are going to see it because you've added your customers as a friend on Facebook. You've added them as a friend on Facebook and you're following them. Just to talk about briefly, when you're building those relationships on social media, the algorithms are an absolute bugger. You need to be being social, simple as that. You need to be commenting. You need to probably take 30 minutes out of your day to not just scroll Facebook, but to scroll, comment, like, leave GIFs. What are they called? GIFs or GIFs? I never know. Are they a GIF or are they a GIF? GIF. Leave GIFs, you know, comment, post videos, you know, share things, share memories and tag people. You need to work your business socially. If you are somebody that is a post and go, okay, my biggest bugbear is when someone says, I posted loads on my social media and getting no interaction. Because you're a post and go person. You've got to be social. You've got to work with your customers. You've got to interact with your customers. You've got to play the long game. It's all about the long game. But yes, you need to as well ask every customer. And people, ask them to find people for you. Refer because they trust you and because you're genuine. Okay, don't expect it to happen overnight. I think that was pretty much everything. Does anyone feel like I've missed anything? Has anyone got any questions? Feel free, if you've got a question, unmute and just ask away while you've got us here. Feel free to unmute yourself, Laura. I don't know if I went off on a bit of a tangent there. Any questions? I'm just going to change the view. Let's go gallery. Anyone got any questions? No? No one fancy chatting to us tonight? Wow. We must have given them all the information. Did you want to add anything, Laura, on all of that?
No, I don't think so. I think you
covered
it all well. Yeah. Is Tanya trying to ask a question? Tanya's trying to ask a question.
Yes, she is. Let me ask you something.
You're on mute. Oh, you can't.
Can you unmute?
Yes.
I didn't know how to unmute. I just wanted to say that a lot of the things that you've said and what Laura said as well, I think that I battle to get in line with them because I need to sort my processes out. As soon as I get my processes set up, I know that my follow-up's going to be better, my building relationships with my customers are going to be better. But because I'm sort of flying and I'm so busy in my other job, I'm sort of like flying with notes everywhere and memory. So I've got notes everywhere and memory everywhere. So I'm doing it, I'm messaging people, but I know that I'll be 100 times better as soon as the processes are in place. So I think maybe a lot of people have to work on that side of it to grow.
Love that. Do you want to know what, Tanya? I had a note, by the way, I was on your scrolling through your Facebook the other day because I was watching. I'm sure you used to be a bodybuilder. Am I imagining that?
Bodybuilder and powerlifter, yeah.
See, I was nosing. I was having a little nose. See, genuinely was interested. So I was like, oh my God. But do you know what? You've hit the nail on the head, because when you get these systems in place, and we're going into a period where it is crazy right now, okay? So this is not a time to create systems, but come January, when things get a little bit quieter, she says, they will be a little bit quieter. That will be your time to maybe put that down as, it might be your word for the new year, is to create systems and to have intentional systems that you use. And I would maybe choose one thing at a time. So for me, I think the most important system out of any system that you have is to have a follow-up system with your customers. And that would be, I would say, where to start is, and, you know, hopefully, I didn't think I had a follow-up system, but it's only when I actually wrote this down tonight and I was like, oh, actually, I add them on social media. I welcome them in my group. And it is a system. It is like, I message them. I'm not very good at messaging them when their order arrives, because oh my God, I sound terrible saying this, but I very much work my business in a way where it's very much, unless something's taking forever and ever and ever, I don't really go on the order tab to see when my orders come in. But I'm very much like, I'll wing it. When my order turns up, I will get it all together and I will get it out. And then once it turns up, that's when I message the customer. But my hole in my system definitely is checking when that order's coming in and then messaging people to say your order's on its way, it's shipped. So that's definitely a flaw in my system. But if you can get a system together where you're messaging your customers each time those things are happening. Now, Laura Taylor's just said, I'm using AMI. Now, Laura, I am desperate to get somebody to do an AMI training in here. So if anybody uses it and knows like the inside and out how to use it and is quite techie, please let me know. Because I think AMI is an amazing app. It's actually powered by Maven, and it's actually, we get it a little bit cheaper through Sensi. It's about £6 a month. But if you are brand new, I would say use it. Go and sign up to it now, because I wish I'd signed up to it at the beginning, because I would probably use it better. But I'm a massive pen and paper kind of girl. But I know that people that use AMI, it's an app, and you can actually go on it and it tells you everything. It links to, so I'll just show you. Hold on, mine's re-downloading. It's been that long. And if you can see it, it's here. This, can you see that? Looks like a, hold on. It's doing it. It looks like a pineapple. And it's called Sell with AMI. And it's brilliant because it has your to-dos on it, and it will tell you things like message all of these customers. So I've got 123 to-dos. Connect with your customers. So I've got 14 of there, and it's actually got all the people that have recently ordered. So Helen Matthews was who I sent my extra angel wings to. So check in with Helen to see if she's liking her order. Now, I've already texted Helen to say, because she texted me today to say my order's just arrived, but it's telling me that she's ordered twice, and it's telling me she's got her second order and it's there. And you can literally, you can message them, you can add in samples that they've had. So it actually keeps track of absolutely everything. Kirsty, I use it for a quick reference for what people buy, so when I'm chatting, so I can refer it for them if they ask for wax. I like, or you like, look at what they like. I love that. So if you haven't seen that before, have a look at AMI. It's something that I would love someone to come and do a training on that knows about it, because I don't. I need teaching how to use it. I'm not going to lie. But great follow-up system. And I would say if there were for any systems to build relationships, this is the starting point. And I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Tanya, because the more systems you can get into your business, the easier it becomes, and the more like you get processes, if you like, and then it becomes like a process of like, right, I need to message people, or I need to build a relationship with someone, or actually I need to recruit, so that's my next step. So I think definitely that's something for the new year. I'd say, yeah, I wouldn't stress about it too much now, but definitely something for the new year.
Yeah, definitely.
But thank you for giving a question.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm fairly new. I started in September, and lots of people have VIP groups, but my customer base is still very small, as in just close friends and family. Is it worth doing a VIP WhatsApp group straight away, and how would you go about doing that?
So have you got a group on Facebook?
I've got a page.
Okay, so I've got a business page and I've got a group. Laura, have you got both?
No, so I've just got a group, and then I've got a VIP WhatsApp broadcast list.
Okay, so yeah, I have a page, a group, and I've got a WhatsApp broadcast list. I would start it now. I would definitely set up a VIP group on Facebook. I think you get more interaction on a VIP group than you do on a page, and I think you find you will get reach to more people, I think, on a group on Facebook. I don't know whether everybody agrees with that, but I would definitely start it now and get into like habit of using it. Definitely. Yeah.
Can I just say one thing that I struggle with? Sorry, I don't think my camera's on. No one wants to see that. One thing that I struggle with my group, although it's really slowly building, there's only about 64 since September, but I've noticed that where you can say who's seen your posts, and I often go and have a nose and who's seen things that I've posted, but there's a lot of people that aren't seeing the posts at all. I mean, there are people in my group that have never appeared on the seen section of any of my posts. And I don't know whether that's because they're, and then the other problem I've got is that when we sort of try and inbox little things like maybe discounts or, you might like this, because I'm not connected with that person on Messenger, I go to send a message, and of course it doesn't go straight through to them. It'll sit in their other box or something, and a lot of people don't look at that box or realize that it's there for you to look at. So I'm sometimes sending messages to people that I don't know, they've been added through other people, but they're not getting my Messenger messages because we're not connected, as well as they're not for some reason seeing any of my posts. So half of my group is essentially useless.
I'm there with you because I've got a massive group and not all of them. It's only when I run an interactive post, like I did the I'm going to stuff my turkey with, hit the middle button. I did that this week, and I had loads of people.
Sorry, I noticed Mandy just said about tagging them. I don't know who was talking at the time, but I did think earlier on, I'm going to do a post and then in the comments tag everyone in my group, if that works.
You can tag up to 100 people. So I would definitely, tagging definitely works. I also do things like if you say, for example, you've got people in your group, I add quite a lot of people as friends once they're in my group. That's because then you will be connected with them on Messenger, because once they're a friend, you are connected with them on Messenger, and then you can obviously genuinely go and look at, what's going on in their social media. If you are friends with those people and they're not seeing your posts, that's to do with that you need to go and actually see what's going on their social media and be commenting on their wall, be commenting on their pictures, because that's the only way they will see your group.
Right.
With breaking the Facebook algorithm, which who knows how that works, but that's what I've found tends to work.
Okay.
Tagging
Also,
definitely.
Another suggestion, Shell, because the hidden inbox thing is the problem. I have it lots as well. But what you might want to do is, I'll often, if I've got like new group members, and exactly like you're saying, I'm not friends with them on Facebook, so I've sent them a message to welcome them, introduce myself, and it's not been ticked, so they haven't seen it. So I will do a post in my group, probably a selfie of me holding a sample pack, and maybe I'll add a photo of what comes in a sample pack, and I'll just say, remember, if there's anyone in here who hasn't had a free sample pack from me before, and then I will tag those people who are new on that post. So not only are you tagging them, but you're trying to lure them in with an offer of a free sample pack. Often that works.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely do the tagging.
I'm gonna do, I was actually considering doing a post just saying, everyone just have a look at the outbox, because sometimes I can send you offers, or I've messaged you or something like that, just to try and get people's attention to that area of Messenger.
Yeah, Carol and Kirsty have both said that, Shell. Maybe even doing a post to say, look, check your messages, and then tag the people that you've actually messaged, so that they'll be like, oh, I need to actually check my inbox. So sometimes people just don't see it. And trust me, the amount of times I've messaged some of my best customers, and I'm like, did you see I'm doing this offer? And they go, no. And I'm like, oh. But
this is what I think, all the missing people.
Yeah.
And not seeing.
One of my big things as well is anybody that becomes a customer, if you can get their contact numbers so that you actually work off Messenger. I think Messenger is a bit of a bugger. Unless you're friends with someone, Messenger can be an absolute arse. So sometimes getting them onto WhatsApp or text is quite important as well. Jackie's also just saying there, only see the highlights. Also doing a post sometimes that says, turn your notifications on, because I know that there's a group that I'm on, and I've only got highlights. There are some groups that I'm like, I don't want to see anything at all. Like, I will click that and I'll be like, I want to be in the group. But so yeah,
don't want to see it all. Yeah,
ask them to follow your group. Show no. Oh, Kirsty said the same. You said that at the same time as we were talking. So yeah, ask them, show them, maybe take a screenshot of here's how to turn your notifications on, so that they can see that, and post that regularly. Post that maybe once a week to remind them to turn their notifications on, so they can actually see all of your posts. It's another interaction post.
I honestly didn't think about the whole, when people come into the group and then doing a post to say welcome and tagging them, and it being on their reel and stuff. It just, I suppose it just doesn't occur. Well, it does obviously once you get going.
It's how social media works, isn't it? And trying to sort of break the know and the norm of understanding how Facebook works and how Instagram works. And once you can get your head around that, I think sometimes you can get your groups absolutely popping and banging. I've got a YouTube training, I will post it in the squad again, that's actually on how to how to make your customer group a really good place to be, and I've had really good feedback on that, so I will post that again so you can all have a little watch on that. But definitely this will help you build relationships, I think.
Yeah, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot tonight, and I've managed to, because I put the little one to bed, so
always a bonus.
Yeah, the other one's just been sworn to silence.
Has anyone else got any other questions or anything they want to add? Now we might be feeling.
What is the difference between a Facebook page and a Facebook group?
So a group is on a more closed environment where you can actually physically invite people to come into your group. I'm trying to think of what the main difference is. Pages tend to be more public, so they're on a much more. So I do, for example, my page is like my shop. My group is where I do more personal things. So I'll post pictures of me with the kids, pictures of me with the products. I'll do interaction games. I use my group, my page, if you like, as a more shop window, if you like, into what I do in my group. My group is definitely somewhere where I show who I am.
A page is more, I would say, like a page is more sort of passing trade, whereas a group is, you have much more control over, like Lisa says, you invite people are added to that group, and it's much easier to build relationships with your group members. Your page, you're not going to necessarily know who's viewed it or who's passed by. Do you know what I mean? Like, a group is definitely better for building a community, I would say. So I would definitely think about setting up a closed group as well, or instead.
Okay, I will. Thank you. That's good advice.
Good stuff. Any other questions, guys? I love that we've had some questions tonight, because quite often we don't get any. It's nice to have some interaction. Carol said, I only have a group because I'm a nosy bugger and love interaction. We love your interaction. We love it.
I love Carol's videos.
They're great.
Yeah.
Right, guys. I think we're sort of rolling to an end. So I hope this has been helpful in terms of building relationships. I hope that to see everybody very soon say, Lisa and Laura, I've built some relationships and I've recruited somebody. That would be amazing. If your teamies didn't watch this tonight, I will get it downloaded. It will go on YouTube. Hopefully this is an opportunity for Laura to stick it on her own YouTube and get started. She's like, oh my God, didn't know I was going to have to do that. Yeah, that's all part of it. Hopefully we'll see you all again in 2 weeks' time. In 2 weeks' time, I am going to be doing a Zoom on goal setting for 2021. So you want to be here for that because it's going to be massive. And what was my key word?
Trust.
No.
Refer.
Genuine.
What am I in?
Genuine.
Genuine. You got
Genuine.
Genuine. Genuine. When I say genuine, I'm like, pony. But yes, genuine. You need to be genuine in every way, shape, and form. Genuine. Show who you are and be genuine. No Spamela Pamelas here in our Sensi family. Definitely not. Right. Anyway, guys, have a really great evening. Thanks so much for joining. It's been amazing. Speak to you all soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.